Listen, we host Kim Jacobs, better known as the Balance Doctor, and all of our guests that come on, they're either people that have overcome some tremendous odds in their own lives as they balance this thing called life, or they're experts and they're here to share tips and strategies that will help you better balance and manage your life. Grab your virtual seats and let's get ready for some real, relevant, and relatable content on today's episode of The Kim Jacobs Show. Hello, everyone. Hello. I'm excited to be here today on Freestyle Friday. So you all know what time it is. It means that we are here with some of our experts that take their time from their day. I know Athena Sunshine over there, she's doing some testing and all kind of stuff be happening over there in the school and the college. So they're doing midterm testing. So she's like, I'm getting them here. I'm here. All right. And then we have Brandi, who is one of our new Freestyle Friday experts. Hey, Brandi over there.
Hello, friends.
And then we have Dez. Now, Dez, you have seen her come on as a Freestyle Friday expert in a lot of different hats, mainly real estate. Mainly real estate. But today, I'm going to let you hear her own version of what she's coming and what she's overcome as a Freestyle Friday expert. So, hey, Dez, how are you?
Hi. Hello, everyone.
Athena Sunshine, did you just smile and provide that ray of sunlight? Unmute yourself and say hi.
Hi.
That's why we call her the sunshine expert. She's gonna bring us some joy, happiness, change, all kind of stuff happening. Anyway, equally, you all in the virtual studio audience, we are so glad to have you all here today. And we don't want to just talk about topics that we come to the table with, but we would love to hear about topics that interest and matter most to you. So go ahead and type in the comments section if it's something you want to talk about, or if it's a topic you want to ask a question about, or even if you want to come on screen. Let me pop that up here too. Now, I know if you're an audio podcast listener, you're like, girl, I can't come on the screen. Now you done tried to trick me out over here. So you can just, whatever listening device you're on, enjoy today's broadcast. Listen, that's the link that I put in the comments section. You can grab that, bring yourself on camera if you have a question directly that you want to ask, but you have to show your camera. I've had some interesting moments on here. So if you don't show your camera, you're not coming on the screen. Just simple as that. Okay. All right, everybody. Let's get this episode started. We're going to take a quick commercial break. When we come right back, we're going to hear from our sunshine expert first because she's in testing and different things. So get your mind right over there, Athena Robertson. We'll be right back to you right after this break. Hello, everyone. I'm very grateful that you took the time to tune in to today's episode of The Kim Jacobs Show. Listen, we have a great show lined up for you. I'm your host, Kim Jacobs, better known as the Balance Doctor. And all of our guests that come on, they're either people that have overcome some tremendous odds in their own lives as they balance this thing called life, or they're experts and they're here to share tips and strategies that will help you better balance and manage your life. Grab your virtual seats and let's get ready for some real, relevant, and relatable content on today's episode of The Kim Jacobs Show. Well, I think I actually kind of like the intro right there. So thank you, actually, Mackenzie backstage helping me. You just gave me a new idea. So see, everything works out, right? You're like, wasn't that the intro? Yeah, that was the intro. But the way Mackenzie, who just came back with her new baby girl from maternity leave, she infused it as a reopening. So thank you. All right. So let's go to you, Sunshine Expert. What do you have for us today?
Okay. Good morning. Can y'all hear me?
We can hear you.
Awesome. It's always a blessing to be back on the Kim Jacobs Show. So always an honor. Shout out to my sis Kim. And it's always to serve with the beautiful queens, Dez and Brandi. Good to see you guys. What I have today. Y'all, let me tell you, I had a couple topics to go with, but one that really resonated and really stuck out to me was are we paying attention to the warning signs?
Mm.
This is the one that really I was like, it was this one, um, this topic, and the other one was adjusting, or how quick are we able to adjust to change, like
Both are all and necessary. So
like.
so start with the warning signs
So let
first.
me start with the warning signs. Thank you, Kim. Good one, sis. Let's start with the warning ones. So when do we pay attention to our warning signs? Do we think? Do we listen? And the last one is, do we apply what we hear? Do we really chime in with what we hear? And of course, the for me, um I always try to, honor God when it's always present in time to do. So the one scripture that stuck out to me was James 1:22. But be ye doers of the word and not hearers only, deceiving your own selves. So that's the word, is when we pay attention to the warning signs. And a lot of times we get warning signs, but do we really pay attention? Do we really
Right.
listen? And sometimes we don't. Sometimes we don't. And so the factors is, when we do get warning signs, and it could be something simple to my audience out there. It could be something simple as following directions, like when we're going somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
How many times we think we know the best path to go?
Yep.
When we think we don't want to listen to the GPS, because sometimes the GPS give you like a lot of red traffic everywhere.
Yes. Yeah.
We'll take our shortcuts. We'll take our shortcuts and be like, well, if I cut off of West Boulevard or South Boulevard, talking about here in Charlotte, North Carolina,
Right.
we'll get there quicker. And sometimes them ain't the best options either, because you got construction going on.
Yep.
You got, when the busyness of school is in with the kids, it could be a lot of traffic. So when you choose the right way to go,
That's good.
you could choose the right way to go, or you could choose to go left. When you go right, that's conquering, and you're reaching your victory in each step that you take,
That's good.
all the way to the end, when you're doing the right thing. Because you're listening, you had a chance to think about it, so you thought about it, so you get clarity. When these warning signs come up, it's like, oh, okay, maybe that I'm not gonna go this way today, because for whatever reason, I might make you late for your appointment. If you're
That's
going,
good.
it might make you late for class. It might make you late for work. So when we're going in the right direction, we are actually applying the knowledge, versus if we choose to go left,
That's it.
and that is not the way to go. But since sometimes we hard headed, we want to do what we want to do. It can cause you to have a setback. It can it can cause you to have make a couple mistakes. They're fixable, but you would have to fix them, and then you will have to move forward. Or it
Mm.
means you have to start your journey over, or you'll just be stuck in that position until you learn the lesson. Whatever lesson that God is trying to show you, God is trying to reveal to you. So I encourage us. Right now, we're coming into the holiday seasons. Warning signs: don't spend too much money. Don't buy too much food. I mean, we could buy. It's always good to have plenty than to have less. And yes, we can
Right.
always be
Right.
a blessing to someone else. But I'm
Mhm.
talking about if you're on a budget. Let me be specific. If you're on a budget,
That's right.
stick to your budget. Don't go off course. Stay on key. Holiday shopping. If you like me,
I'm glad you're
and
saying that.
maybe some of my other queens on here could attest to it, I like sales. So I would get a sale in a heartbeat.
Big
I
time.
will, I will get a sale in. I'm just being smart, because again, we're talking about spending money. So
Mhm.
that's another key example. We can be wise at that. We want to make sure we pay our bills on time before we treat ourselves. It's always pleasant to treat yourself. I'm just throwing out things that will give you these warnings, like the big flashes that might go off and be like, don't buy
Don't
that
do it.
purse
Don't
right
do it.
now.
And in the
What?
studio audience, I want you all to share any examples as well. Like make sure
Yes.
any warning signs that you want us to know about, because you're in the studio audience and you experience warning signs too. So pop them in the comment section. Go ahead, Sunshine Expert.
With these warning signs, we just want to be mindful. We want to be mindful that we are listening to the warning signs, that we are applying them to the things that we are doing in our daily routine. A lot of times on here, you hear us talk about prep, planning, prioritizing. You cannot do anything if you don't have a plan. Even if it's a quick 1-2 step, that's the start of a plan. That is great than having no plan and going in blind, and you going in blind and clueless, and you're not ready, you're not prompt to anything that's going to come your way. For me, I pray, I meditate, and I do my best to listen to God's word. So I am not going to make no mistakes as I go, because I want to go in the right direction. I don't want to go left, because when Athena goes left, things go south real quick,
real fast. Everybody real fast.
real fast. And I have to be like, oh, let me stop, let me pause, let me think about what I did, and let me see if I could backtrack, and let's start over. And the great thing about it, y'all, and I tell y'all all the time, is grace is so beautiful. Grace is so beautiful. Give yourself grace, give others grace, especially in this business world. Us as a lot of us on here, my freestyle experts and my sister Kim, we're business women, we're business owners. You have to give yourself grace. You give your customers grace. And I mean,
that's right.
Being Pacific, giving grace, allowing for things to be fixable. Yes, that still comes up with, thank you, Mackenzie. I appreciate you, sis. Yes, I'm doing a little something.
Yes, she is.
She's
doing a lot of something. I saw her run over to the door to close it. I was like, where you going after this whole school testing stuff?
It's Friday.
Be ready.
It's Friday. Ready. Stay ready. But I stay ready, but you just want to make sure that you stand on key point with everybody. Make sure you're setting healthy boundaries. And so again, these warning signs, it could come as something as small as a quick thought, as simple as, you might have forgot to turn off the light, or before you leave the house, or you might need to set your alarm before you leave the house. So it's things like that that'll give you warning signs. And for me, if I do not set my alarm prior to me leaving my house, I get a reminder on my phone, maybe 10 or 15 minutes, like, hey, you didn't hit that alarm over there before you exited the house. You're gonna go ahead and take care of that. So I truly thank God for those warnings. In life genuine moments, emergencies wise, I would say definitely make sure you're just being a doer of the word as well as a hearer of the word, and you just following in the right steps. And so that's what the sunshine come to tell y'all today, is be careful with these warning signs. Pay attention, because again, we're shifting, transitioning from summer mode into fall and winter mode. And so holidays are coming up, and you just want to make sure you got a plan. That's it, sis. I'm done.
But tell people how they can stay connected with you.
Yes, of course. As you see on the screen, you can stay connected to Athena Robertson on Facebook. You can reach me on Instagram at redhoney7. That's REDHONII, the number 7 on IG. I am your mobile notary here in the Mecklenburg area. Feel free to reach out to me at 980-200-5740. Thank you so much.
All right, everybody. Listen, we are talking with our Freestyle Friday experts today, and Athena Robertson, our sunshine expert, is on sharing our warning signs. Unmute yourselves on the panel, and if you have any comments to what she shared or any thoughts about your own warning signs, I'd love to hear them right now. And then we're going to also go to the studio audience and take some comments. Go ahead.
Yeah, I am fully. Oh, go ahead, Des.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, you're kind. I'm fully aligned. I'm always talking about, really this idea that God is constantly speaking to us, right? And we are choosing when we are not listening, right? And so I say, the first thing God does is he whispers like, hey, Brandi, this is how you should do it. And maybe I don't listen. And then he'll tap me on the shoulder like, girl, I was trying to tell you this is the way to do it. And then suddenly we get smacked in the face. And so after a lifetime of getting smacked in the face more often than I would prefer, I think I now try to listen what I call early and often. And so I am in constant communion with God, to the sunshine experts point, right? Like prayer and meditation and praying with my child. So he also has that relationship with God, so that we are guided, right? Because us plus God is always a majority. It is always a majority. No one can be against you if you are in this constant communication. And I know for sure that we are being led on this path. And when we listen, we will be just in a much better place. And we're going to reach the highest version of ourselves through that journey versus a journey where we think we are the experts and can lead the way on our own.
Mm-hmm. Good comments.
Yes.
Great. Des, you go ahead too.
I was going to say, I totally agree. And I've, just recently, since I've taken up this 10K walk I have been thrusted into a whirlwind, let's say. And to the point where I'm like, okay, Des, you gotta scale back, because my blood pressure was getting high, and just I was doing too much. Just being back to work too, you know what I'm saying? I went back to work part-time, that went straight into full-time. And so I'm just juggling all these things. And I'm like, okay, God is like, okay, you can't go back to how you used to get down now. So I am doing my best. That's why I was just at the gym. I was like, let me go work out. Let me go get my sauna in. Do not neglect yourselves.
That's right.
Do not neglect yourselves. Always put yourself first. Work can wait. Can wait. Work can wait. Everybody can wait. Put you first. And, that's what I've learned through my journey. And so I am practicing it because I need to.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
This is some good stuff. And what I've, just so you know, from a warning sign with me, I feel the exact same way as all of you ladies. And every single day I ask the Lord, I talk to the Lord and I say, I don't want my day to consist of anything that you haven't authorized to have happen in my life. So that's so necessary for me as the balance doctor. I'm always inclining my ear and asking God to incline his ear to say, what is it that you want to have happen for me? And because I'm a mom and I have some adult children, really trying to delicately work with them is its own issues, its own things. And so we have meetings. I talk about that often, but we have meetings. And one thing that I've learned to apply is whenever, like, I read a book. I read lots of books because I've been reading books since I was a child. And so I was in young authors conferences and you name it. And then I have avid readers as children that are adults. But what we do is we read so much stuff. But at the end of the day, a warning sign that came to me is, what are we implementing from what we're reading? And so I actually have now started implementing, and hopefully this is something that can help you and your families as well. I take one page out of the book and I bite-sized piece that down, and I have a meeting with my children about that particular piece of the book. And what are we going to do to implement that one thing? So we had a meeting last night and came up with just this one example of some books that my one son paid like hundreds of dollars from this multimillionaire that he bought the books for us. And we all have the books, but I haven't done one part of the book because I'm trying to wait until I get to page 200 and whatever. But guess what? On page 79, this is what we're going to implement today. And we met and we talked about how to implement that page. And each of us came up with our stories for that one page. And now all of us are going to execute on it. That to me is a warning sign from God to say, implement something. Stop just reading it. Do something. So that's one example that worked for me. All right, studio audience. Let's see what y'all are saying over here. Akia said, what's that noise? Okay, Akia said, hey, it's Akia at the salon working, just stopping in, ladies. Keep being great. All right, thank you, Akia. Mackenzie, pop some comments up because I would have to scroll through. So go pop a lot of comments up. Okay, my mom is on. Hey, Mom. She said, good morning, Freestyle Friday, loved ones. I am here watching and listening. Hey, Mackenzie said, you look gorgeous, sis. She talking about, now, first of all, Mackenzie, you work with me, and I've lost about 15 pounds, and I hear you say not Nathan. I'm feeling a certain kind of way over here. Did you not notice the slimness in my cheekbone? What in the world? You're not taking away from somebody else's compliment, right? But over there, Sunshine, you really, really, really shining bright. You look good.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
You do look good over there. Okay. Next comment. Keep some comments popping. Let's see.
There you go,
Kim.
Kim.
What is that? Kim. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So she said you look good too. Thank you, Mackenzie. Next comment. Yeah. Let's see.
Mackenzie.
Oh, she said she losing weight too. A baby and pre-pregnancy clothes and everything. Okay.
Go ahead, Mackenzie. Love it.
All right. Yeah, other comments? Any more comments? All right. I see Vanita's comment. Let me go get my own comments because Mackenzie back there playing around. Good morning, beautiful ladies. Vanita said, let me go over here. Mackenzie doing her own thing. Let me see. I know y'all can hear me. You know how you talk to your tears like Mackenzie doing her own. Hey, friends. Okay, Brandi said Pam Howard is on. She's one of our experts as well. She said, good morning, experts. I see you, Pam Howard, out there. Enjoy your time with your Boaz. Okay, let's see who else. Okay. All right. I see a lot of different comments. We'll make sure. Good morning, sis. Good morning. I see you all, Lisa. I see everybody. Look gorgeous. Good morning. Okay. Thank you all so much for your comments. You can keep them flooding in. Looking for those one. George says, keep up the great work, ladies. Keep up the great work. And okay. And then he's on LinkedIn. Thank you for tuning in from LinkedIn over there, George A. Cole. All right. Any other questions or comments? Keep them coming. What we're going to do, everybody, is we're going to take a commercial break, or real commercial break this time. And when we come back, we're going to hear from Brandi, who is here to talk to us about something that just maybe lets our guard down just a little bit. We'll be right back.
I'm attorney Charles Everidge. I started out representing insurance companies until my father was seriously injured at work. 4 of his fingers were amputated. Our family went through a lot, so I know what you're going through as an injured worker. If you've been hurt on the job, call me now. I'll fight to get the workers' comp benefits you may deserve. I'll fight for you like family. Put my experience to work for you. Call 704-457-5000, the first call for injured workers.
All right, everyone. We are back, and we are going to be hearing from our newest Freestyle Friday expert, Brandi. How are you today?
Oh, excellent. Thank you so much, Kim, for having me on. I am always grateful to be in community with such amazing women, and thank you for hosting such a beautiful show. Today, I wanted to talk to friends and listeners and those watching us live about the power of vulnerability. To start with, I am a happiness coach, so
Yes!
I empower women to embrace and embody happiness beyond thinking about just success and wealth.
Yeah.
And I know that the unintended consequence of focusing on and embodying happiness is that success and wealth and health and relationships will flow to you much more easily. And I learned this the hard way, and I'm looking to help other people learn it more quickly. And so when we think about happiness and how do we, raise our happiness set point in this world and ensure that more often than not, we're feeling those high vibration emotions, which God gives us as our birthright. One of the things that we can do is really embrace this idea of vulnerability. So vulnerability is really this idea that we don't have to be perfect. We're not meant to be perfect. We were not put here to be perfect. In fact, the human experience is that some days we'll succeed and some days we will fail. And all of those opportunities are opportunities to simply learn, right? Mm-hmm. And so I start with this idea that so many of us realize that we're not even drawn to perfection. When someone seems perfect, we're like, well, that doesn't seem right. And it doesn't seem right because we know it's not, because nobody is perfect. My 6-year-old,
Right.
my 6-year-old said it best. He said, Mom, why is perfect even in the dictionary if it doesn't exist? And
That's perfect question right there.
that is the brilliant question by such a sweet little boy. And so we have this idea, if we're seeking something that isn't there, we are in this constant state of disappointment, right? And then we're reflecting on, why didn't it go perfectly, right? A question we can often ask ourselves is like, did I do my best? Did I show up with all the information that I had and do the best that I could and take the lessons that I learned and have so much grace with myself for the parts that didn't go exactly as planned? But also know that people love it when you show your vulnerability, right? So for me, like if someone would text me and ask me a question, I used to be like scrolling and trying to figure out the answer so I could present back to them and be like, yes, this is the answer. When I just didn't know. And now I'm like, oh, I don't know that. Like, I'm willing to look it up with you. We can figure it out together, but I just don't know. And it's okay to not know. I'm not like the dictionary. I'm not Google. I'm like not any of these things, right? And so we don't need to be perfect. And it's exhausting, right? It's exhausting to be on this constant hamster wheel where we're trying to show up as the most perfect person, right? Like, I have to have my hair done. I have to lose a certain amount of weight. I have to have all the answers. I have to have this job. I have to be the perfect mom, the perfect wife, the perfect.
Then Mackenzie don't
whatever.
even recognize it. Sorry.
Then you lose your 15 pounds and you realize people just love you for you. And they didn't even need you to lose that weight to tell you how awesome you were. Right? Because our people are just going to be there for us.
Right.
Forever. And so authenticity really is this superpower, right? And it's a superpower because it's relatable and it's genuine and it actually magnetizes people to you, right? Because when you are standing in your truth, people want to be around that and they don't even know why. They're just drawn to you, right? And so when you share your struggles or you share your insecurities or you share what you're working on, that is a common ground for other humans because they too are also navigating that in their own lives, right? And so when we find those common ground with other people, then we're in just such a better place, right? And so, and we can get off this treadmill of wanting to present perfection because that's all you can ever do. You can never be perfect. You're just presenting as though you are, right? So we have to trust that who we are is who we were meant to be. God, that's who God made us. And that if I am showing up as who I'm meant to be in all my imperfections and all of my struggles, then, and that's who God made me to be. He made me to be a person who will have community, who will be able to have purposeful work in this lifetime, right? Who will be able to be in relationship with another human if that's what I want, who's able to be a mother, right? And so I know that the imperfect version of myself is made to be successful in this lifetime because why would God not want that for me? Right. And so when I accept that for myself, then the world accepts that as well, because the way you love you is the way the world loves you. And so for me, I love myself and it helps me to love other people better and it helps other people to love me better. And so I offer to us to really stand in your authenticity and know that it is so beautiful and have so much grace with yourself. And it's always a work in progress. It's always a work in progress. So my testimony today is like, I am talking about this as I continue to embrace it. I am not perfect at being this way all the time, but I try to reflect at the end of the day before I close my eyes on where I can just give myself more grace. And I offer to all the people listening today to give yourselves grace, show up as the imperfect person that we all are, and continue to love on yourselves.
I am so grateful for these tips that you've shared, and tell people how they can stay connected with you, Brandi Michelle, please.
Yes. So you can find me on my website, which is brandymichelle.com. And on the website, You can sign up for a free journal. This week was about vulnerability. So you can see the journal online, and you can sign up at brandymichelle.com. And we have a special link that is brandymichelle.com/Kim. And if you go there, it's just
/Kim.
Yes.
Wait, we need to add that. Wait a minute, everybody. brandymichelle.com
/Kim for
Wait.
your listeners specifically. And when you sign up through that link, you're going to get a download that's called Happiness Hacks 101. And there's some hacks that can help you to think about happiness. And it's just for your amazing listeners. So go there. And then it'll also sign you up to receive the free journals on the 1st and 15th, which are always about topics that will help us increase our happiness set point in this world. And last thing, when we increase our happiness set point, then our lows are higher and our highs are higher, right? It doesn't mean you won't feel all the emotions in the world, but you're going to be able to get back to this regular place much more quickly and easily.
Well, everybody take because you're going to be, I'm putting this on Facebook, right? And on Instagram. So everybody do some kind of smile, the one you want that will be on something. Oh, look at Sunshine. She leaning in. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. All right. I did a screenshot. Yes, I'm doing the most over here. Brandi Michelle. And for those that are podcast listeners, it's BrandiMichelle.com /Kim. You don't want to miss this happiness hack. These happiness hacks that you're going to get. This is awesome. All right. I want to share I wanted to share something. Your website. I'm a visual person, so I like to see stuff. But let me see here. I'll add this in. Can y'all see that? Perfect. Let's see.
Thank you.
Yeah. So when you go to Brandi's website, you're going to get this whole happy experience. That's what I just wanted to pull it up just to show you that alone, that you're going to be with the happiness coach and learn how to prioritize your happiness as one of your goals. And then you'll also learn why you're still searching for achievement, money, success. And these are just things that we were taught over time, but she's going to help you learn more about how to put those into priority. Base proprietary coaching method. But what is this? BASE. What is that?
Yes. Well, BASE is, I've created a proprietary coaching method that I call BASE because I do think it's foundational to building a life that you deserve. And it helps you kind of take a step back and think about what are the beliefs that you have? What alignment are you currently in with what you're seeking? Do you have self-awareness about how you're showing up in the world? And then when you think about your past, what type of emotions are associated with those past? When we have those dense emotions with past events, then it actually draws those events back into our present moment, right? So we want to keep all of our memories and really release the dense emotions so that we can be in this really beautiful place. And it takes a commitment, but it's worth it.
And then you also have an upcoming course. So when you visit her website, you'll learn about this Joy Blueprint that's happening, which is a 4-week course that's also taking place to raise your happiness set point and decrease friction and increase flow. It's a lot of things that you're going to learn when you go over to brandymichelle.com. But don't forget that /Kim if you want to get that happiness hack. All right. Let's go to the studio audience. Any questions, comments, thoughts about your own happiness, things that you struggle with, anything that you want Brandi to address while she's here today? Go ahead and pop any of those comments up, Mackenzie, if we have any. And I see you saying, thanks for sharing, Maria. I see your comment. I see comments coming in from different sources. You look good. Okay. That you're here visiting. It's all different things that's happening over here. So thank you all so much for tuning in to today's episode of the Kim Jacobs Show. And I want you to know that your continued support of the Kim Jacobs Show is necessary. So in order for the program to thrive and be what it is today, we need contributions from community members like yourselves. So the only way we do this, like there's PBS and CBN and TBN, all kind of different broadcasts that are out here. And I wasn't joking. I'm serious. I do pray for you all. But I said, if you need a cloth, I have a black cloth, lots of black cloths that I use, and I promise you, I'd be happy to send you one of these that I get from the store. I get them in big bulks because I'm forever having hot flashes and stuff. But if you need any kind of special, tangible thing from Kim Jacobs, you let me know what it is. But I really do appreciate your support. And so the only way to do that, any amount helps. And for the podcast listeners, is Cash App $Kim Jacobs Inc., PayPal.me/Kim Jacobs Inc., or you can go to Venmo or Patreon. You can become a Patreon member. And even on our YouTube channel, we do have it where you can join different levels of membership. And some of my friends and family, my younger ones anyway, feel like I'm a mood, whatever mood, Kim mood. I don't know what that means, but I'm a Kim mood. So I can game with you. I can do some videos that are behind the scenes and share those with you at your membership level. So go and be a part in any way you choose to support the Kim Jacobs Show. Okay. Thank you. We're going to come back right after our next commercial break from our sponsor, which is V Products, I think. Yeah, vproducts.store. And then we're going to hear from Dez Gerald, our upcoming expert. We'll be right back. You know what? Before we go to Dez, before we head to Dez, I wanted to open the mic up and give everyone a chance to just talk about vulnerability for a minute. So anybody that's on our panel that wants to address what Brandi talked about, let's do that first.
Absolutely. I would just like to say that transparency is everything, and just being authentic. But I think what happens with some people, they don't know who they are. So if you don't know who you are, how can you be transparent and authentic? Mm-hmm. And so my thing is, and my advice to people like that is to just really get to know yourself. Really get to know yourself. Like, I go out to eat by myself. I'll go to the movies by myself. I do a lot of things by myself, and I love it. Right? And just, what brings you joy? You got to think about all of those things and to really figure out who you are and be authentic. And so that's my 2 cents.
Sunshine expert, you have 2 cents over there you want to share?
Yes. This just it warms my heart, and I've been waiting for my turn to speak, y'all, because I'm over here like first, I'm gonna say something. I gotta bring some things to the table right now.
Okay.
Let's talk about how Brandi's over here changing. She did a whole transformation, y'all. From when she first started out.
Yeah, I was like, is her hair different?
Yeah. I thought, hold up.
These headphones were giving my head the flux. So I was like, I can't figure out these
headphones over there.
So I just had to put y'all on I had to put you on the normal speaker. I was like, I'm trying this, so the authenticity is like, no.
You are fine.
This is not working. I can think through it.
My poor head was aching.
And if you guys don't know, Dez, besides real estate, this beautiful queen, she's a cancer survivor, y'all. And I got to, this is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And so it would be remiss of me if I didn't say something. That my sister's over here thriving. Like she said, when she says she and jump back into the groove of things, like she has a whole renewed strength.
Yes.
But it is so important that you do got to take care of yourself. But I'm glad she's at a place to know that, that, hey,
yes.
I need to take care of Dez. I do got all of these great things going on. She got the walk coming up, real estate is popping, but we do got to take care of ourselves.
Yeah.
But what I wanted to say is, with the happiness coach, I was driving to work this morning and listening to Ty Tribbett did a sermon on what's your mood? What is your mood? Happiness, joy, peace, kindness, the things that God gives us, right? Sometimes we focused on the negativity, anger, sadness, depression. God didn't give us those things. The devil is a lie. And I heard a good one yesterday on the radio. What is stress? Look, I don't do stress. It came across, and that hit me like, what? Right. No stress, no worry. What is your mood? If you choose to be happy, you choose to be joyful. I choose to be joyful every day, no matter how it looks. Look, I'm gonna be happy all the way across the board. Not saying that the highs and the lows are not gonna come like the happiness coach said. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not gonna sit up here and say I don't get mad, I don't get sad, because them are natural emotions, right? We're gonna have to go through that, but we don't have to get stuck in that. So when she was talking, and then when Dez hit it, right, what's your mood? I was like, come on. Yes, we are in the building. I'm gonna have to find the sermon that Ty Tribbett did. I think he did. What's your mood? Joyful is your mood. Weeping may endure for a night, but joy comes in the morning. So we choose to be happy, and that gives you, if nothing else, peace is my everything, y'all. Peace is my everything. I don't want nobody to disturb my peace. Again, that's a choice.
Right.
You're only gonna disturb my peace if I allow you to. So in that case, we don't even have to go down that road. So that's my 2 cents is, what is your mood? We're gonna have different emotions. They're gonna come and go. But learn how to express and move on. And like Dad say, if you don't know who you are, how are you gonna be able to? How can you embrace anything if you don't love yourself and you don't know who you are? And in this day and age, you change over time. I'm not the same when I was 20, when I was 30. That's not my mindset now at a young tender 42. It's not
young tender 42. Okay.
Young tender 42. That's right, young tender. Not old over here. Fully mature, thriving.
Yeah. Okay. So my thoughts on vulnerability is that many of you all know I thought that I had the most ideal marriage in life. I really genuinely did. And so I believe that God shielded me because I was never faking with the world or the community, because I thought that we had an ideal marriage and life was wonderful, and he was using us as an example for other people to follow. So whenever my life changed traumatically, in my opinion, it is quite overwhelming and a vulnerable moment in time, because some things I've never done by myself since I was 18 years old. Never. I never changed the oil. I never went to the movies and stuff by myself. I have not been to a movie by myself since I was 18 years old, because I always traveled and had my husband going with me on these different ventures. And so for me, everything became new at the age of 50 something. And now being able to learn more about myself, learn more about what I like, and where I go to the movies by myself, and I will eat popcorn. I actually mistakenly leaned on the person next to me. I was like, I was at the movie and jumped and I leaned. I was like, oh, I'm sorry. I don't even know that. I don't even know that person. Had no idea who the person was. You've been doing something since you're 18. It's a habit. I literally touched the person next to me. That was cray. They were like in the dark too. They were like, who that? Anyway, starting at ground zero from a vulnerability perspective and still being a public figure and is a big to do, because you go through some of these moments publicly and everybody can see them. They're like, what's going on? What's happening over there? But at the end of the day, I believe that the joy of the Lord is my strength. And that's important for me to walk away telling you all that the joy of the Lord is Kim's strength, not the joy of my children, my mom, mother-in-law, anybody, family, friends. It's the joy of the Lord. And because of that, I can still smile by choice every single day of my life.
Right.
So, that's my vulnerable moment. And I wrote in my one chapter of the book, I'm author of 4 different books and collaborating author. What Lies Beneath is in one of, where is this? Well, these books right here. One of the books is This Is How I Fight My Battles, but it talks about what lies beneath this whole social media stuff. what can you really experience there? So, all right, that's Kim. I just chime in too as the balance doctor, so y'all get some thoughts from me periodically as well. All right, we getting ready to take it to a whole new level and hear from Dez again. Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and
Yeah.
Dez Gerald is here with us. This woman is here with us to share her journey. Go ahead, Dez. I'm not even going to take a commercial break. I just want to hear from you right now. How about that?
Okay. Well, I'd like to say hello, beautiful people. Hello, hello, hello. I am I'm just excited and happy to be here. You know, every day that I wake up, I thank God. You know, I always wake up with gratitude in my heart because I don't have to wake up. I don't have to wake up being able to see, breathe, walk, smell, touch, and everything else. So I start there every morning. And I'd like to say that, you know, the message that I want to get across to everybody, especially those dealing with cancer, is that it really does take a holistic approach. It takes a holistic approach. I'm very, um, what I put forth is healing, not necessarily I survived or I'm thriving.
Right.
I've healed and I'm healing because it's going to be a continuous journey. Right. But, and that's why I call my cancer walk the Dez Gerald inaugural cancer healing walk. It's something that I want to do every year. And I just want us to just be in that mind frame of healing. Because if you're speaking those things actually, if you're speaking and believing those things,
That's the key.
those things will be, right? And so that's why I'm calling it a cancer healing walk. And that is next Saturday, the 28th at 10 a.m. It's free registration. If you want to get a t-shirt, you pay for the t-shirt. It is a 10K walk. Everybody's like 10K. 10K. But on the flyer, I did put 1K, 2K, 3K, 4. You see all of that? All the way under 10K walk, all the way to 9K. We can,
People, you can
that,
scan the
it's
QR code.
accepted.
Scan the QR code that's there as well.
Yeah, it's accepted to do less than 10. So come one, come all. You're all welcome. But I do like 4 to 5 miles a day. So 10K is really nothing to me. And 10 is a significant number to me and my family. So it's a 10K walk, but all Ks are accepted.
All Ks are accepted. Now, Dez, tell people, I would love to talk a little bit about the treatment that you think is very helpful for cancer recovery. So talk about that a little bit. And even if you wanted to talk some about your own when you were diagnosed and how it worked for you too, just so people know more about your journey.
Okay, I'll try to run through it really, really quick.
I know it's impossible. Huh? You're like, how? What? 2 seconds? Are you crazy? Go ahead.
So I was diagnosed last July 21st. I'll never forget the date. There's certain dates you will never forget. It was July 21st, 2022. And the next day, I just put in my mind that, you know what? God, is me and you. I'm going to decree and declare that I am healed, and I'm going to be on this healing journey from pretty much day 1, day 2. I just called it a healing journey. Yes, I'm going through some healing right now, you know, and I walked in that faith. I moved in that faith. I did a 3-day water fast. Then I said, you know what? Jesus did 40 days and 40 nights for a reason. So I'm going to do it. Mm-hmm. There's a reason why he did it. And I had spoken to my holistic coach, Ken Newbill. His company is Newbill of Health. And he put me on this protocol of just eating raw fruits and vegetables. There was some supplements. I can't even get into all the supplements that, you know, I don't even remember all of them, to be honest with you. But pretty much just fasting, praying, being in constant communion with our Creator, and, you know, eating raw fruits and vegetables. That's what I did for 40 days. And the tumor did shrink some, right? And at that point I said, okay, I felt comfortable enough to just keep going, but I wanted to be under a doctor's care.
Right.
And so I did find an alternative cancer center in Florida called Utopia Cancer Center. Went there. They had a 6-week program. I stayed for just about 6 weeks. It was extremely expensive.
Yeah.
And that's another thing that I kind of want to give back in some way eventually, to people that want to take alternative methods, that there's something there for them, financially to help. But okay, let's get back to the story. So went to Utopia, came back to Charlotte, and I was like, okay, what am I going to do? Yes, going there did help some. I actually think it slowed me down because when I went, they introduced meat back into my diet, more like grass-fed meat, organic meat. But, in hindsight, just looking back, I probably should have just stayed on the regimen that I was on to like really detox and remove a lot of toxins and things like that from my body.
Mhm.
But so I went back and forth, and I was just like, oh, should I do chemo? Should I not do chemo? I did have a second opinion breast surgeon here that I was seeing before I went to Florida. So I went back to see her just to see where she thought I was in my journey. And she has an ultrasound there, so she's able to like just check to see the size and stuff like that. So I did that, but I did decide to go ahead and start chemo. The day that I started chemo was the day I actually found out, got my results from the second opinion breast surgeon, and the tumor had shrunk some more before I even started chemo. I think when I started chemo, the tumor was probably about, I want to say 2.9 centimeters, but I started out at 5.4 centimeters. So, since I had started chemo, I just decided to just go ahead with it. But, just to continue with the, just eating healthy, just juicing, raw fruits,
Right.
vegetables, and I did that. As you know, Kim, I was like still waking up. I had so much energy. I mean, when you say the joy of the Lord is your strength, that's exactly what I had. There was days I woke up and I was just like overjoyed, on a high. Like it was just amazing. It was amazing. The only time I did feel any fear, unfortunately, is when I went to go to see the doctors. But they do their jobs. They do their jobs well. They're trained to do things a certain way.
Right.
And, I just have to respect that as well, But so I did go through my chemo journey. I had the 2 surgeries. The tumor had shrunk down to a little less than 10% is what they told me out of the 100% that it was. So it was really, a kind of a smooth surgery. It was nothing major. Now, the reason why I had to go back the second time, I had to go back to do like a 20-minute surgery, is because she said my tissue looked so normal. She didn't go all the way to the edge to where the tumor was. So she went back in the second time and went all the way to the edge, and they got everything out pretty much. And so that's kind of where I am now in my journey. They've been wanting me to do radiation, but I prayed about that too. And I was just like, God, just, should I do this? Should I not? Just always like constantly researching and trying to be an advocate for myself, and finding out what's the best thing to do.
That's the point.
I just decided not to. And, I heard God tell me that he gave me a new body. You're healed. You're fine. You're okay. Walk in your faith. And I'm like, well, how do I know I'm healed? Like, I just kept questioning. And then I started to think, wait a minute, I don't even have to wear deodorant anymore. When I use the bathroom, it doesn't even smell anymore. When I listen to certain music, I can't even listen to it anymore because my ears hurt.
Mm.
And so I said, okay, God, I see. Okay, so I got a new body. And so
Wow.
that's where I am. And that was a confirmation for me and just my signs that, okay, I could trust and believe that that's what God is really telling me. Right.
Whew.
And so, I've been having them, the radiation department's been calling me, like they're on me, and that's the other side to, oh, wait a minute. What happened here? Can you guys see me?
No, you're not there. Let me
Can you hear you? But you can hear me.
we can hear you.
I don't
But
know
people
what
probably
happened.
calling you trying to book you for stuff right now. That's probably what's happened. Hold on. Let me go to a
I
different
don't know
screen.
what happened.
People, you done became famous all of a sudden. Everybody like, hey, here, go out and come back in right quick. All right. But listen, while we're waiting, I want to make sure you know that this is how you can go ahead and reserve to be a part of the inaugural walk that's happening with Dez Gerald. And it's inaugural cancer healing walk.eventbrite.com. Inaugural cancer healing walk.eventbrite.com. And here's the flyer for you to scan the QR code. So you can go ahead and let me make sure you can scan the code. But it's a 10K walk. All walks, all Ks are welcome, as she said. But it's a 10K walk, and the QR code is right there in the corner. I see Dez back in the studio.
Okay.
There we go. Dez, you're back on. Okay.
Okay.
So people can register. You can call 704-997-9539 for more information. 704-997-9539. It's a 10K walk, October 28th. And go ahead and scan that QR code. Be in attendance. If you can't come for whatever the reason, how can they support Dez?
So they can actually, oh man, what is my so Orally Smith, the foundation, gave me a text code, and I do not have it available right now, but you can donate. As a matter of fact, I do have a Facebook page that I just created. It's the inaugural Cancer Healing Walk Facebook page. You can, I think there's a link there that you can donate directly to the organization.
Or visit.
Or you'll just, I'm going to start posting and sharing my text to number and all of that. Please go ahead and donate directly to the organization, especially if you cannot make it. It's for a very worthy cause. This Dr. Hadia Nicole Green, is a doctor that created a technology that shrinks cancer tumors in mice. And I have become a proud volunteer and fundraiser for this organization to help raise funds to start the human clinical trials. And she wants it to be affordable for everyone. And so she's not selling it to investors. She's looking to the community to really get together and support and raise the funds so that it could stay with us, the people, and stay affordable. And so,
okay, this is great information, and I want you all to make sure you walk away with the knowledge of this upcoming event, inaugural cancer healing walk.eventbrite.com, or visit the new Facebook page, Inaugural Cancer Healing Walk Facebook page, to learn more about how you can donate. I just wanted to pop these just couple of pictures up to just show a few moments of your journey and your transformation and healing. And your sister played a tremendous role.
Yes, she did.
And this is her sister, Love. They're sisters selling real estate together. So they are with Lifestyle International Realty Group. Yeah. And I want to make sure I acknowledge her sister, Love, who has been on the journey with her throughout the duration. Okay.
Yeah, she rang the bell too.
Yes, she did. Y'all, you kicked the bell.
I kicked the bell. I kicked the bell and I rang it, and my sister rang it. She rang it more than I did.
I want to pop these comments up, and we're getting ready to come to a close. Y'all get your closing comments together, and let's see comments that came in. I see Evangelist Clara Walton. She said, amazing. Okay. Brandi says, such a beautiful testimony. Beautiful testimony. Next comment, Mackenzie, like, I'm gonna do my job, Kim. You're not gonna. I clicked the button. She like, oh, I'm running this. Thank you. No, okay. Simply amazing. A new body. Sheila said, thank you so much, Sheila, with lots of purple hearts. Love you, Sister Dez.
I love you too.
And she's also a cancer thriver. Beautiful woman of God, my sister, First Lady Kim. Hey, how are you? Ain't no her. Okay, I'm gonna leave that alone. Okay, let's see. Amen. Survivor. Maria said, woo. All right, all right. And then I had a comment that came from Evangelist Clara Walton. Can you put that up, please, Mackenzie? Okay, I'll find that comment. God is good and a healer. Thanks for sharing, Lady Justine said. Awesome testimony. Believing God for miraculous turnaround, complete restoration and recovery for you. Dez is
Thank
what
you.
Evangelist. She's a prophetess that prophesied to me that I, after having 4 sons, had the spirit of Deborah growing in my womb. And it was Jayla that was born. And I was
Wow.
like, lady, don't say that to nobody because I am not even pregnant. But she was like, louder. If I be a woman of God and I know that I am, she screamed it louder. I was like, whoo. 9 months later, I had Jayla.
Wow.
She's the godmother. That's what she is. Since
Wow.
God put it in her spirit. And Les Brown is the godfather, along with Apostle Walton is the godfather. All right. Final thing I'll say, and then I'm gonna get your comments, and we're gonna close out, is on October 28th. Now I know many of you will be at the walk, but for those that want to know, I would like to notify you that I am receiving a Lifetime Achievement Volunteer Award, and it's happening in Virginia Beach, Virginia, October 28th at 6 p.m. And so some people have been calling because they're coming and getting tables and different things. So I do want you to know that the information is at sisterleadersconference.com if you're interested in being there. Let's get a closing comment from you, Brandi.
Well, I think today the through line that I heard from all 4 of us is really this idea of listening intently to the word of God and knowing that our path will never be strayed when we do that, and that there's only greatness for us when we are listening clearly. So, and I just love being on with you guys today. It's only 9 a.m. on the West Coast, so this started my day perfectly.
Oh, and with your hair piece and everything, you ready. All right. Closing comments, Sunshine Expert.
Just grace. Give yourself grace. Give yourself grace. And as we all have said on the panel today, take care of you. Take care of you. Take care of you. And choose your mood. You choose it. You call it. You have a choice. When you have the choice, you can't go wrong, especially when God is leading the way. So that's it.
Closing comment from you, Dez.
Hey, I just want to say again, mind, body, and spirit. It's a holistic approach. Staying high vibes, and when you're staying in a high vibration frequency mode, that is the healing frequency that you need. And you know what the greatest frequency is? Love. So if you could just give yourself love and give love to others, you definitely will be healed. And Kim, I just want to say that I am so proud of you.
Yes.
I really am proud of you. I know you've gone through a lot. You still hold your head up high. You still smile. You still encourage. You still motivate. You're still an inspiration. And I just want to say that I love you and I am very proud of you and well deserving on your award on the 28th. Sorry, I can't be there.
I
but
know.
I'll be there in spirit.
Same here. I love you. And I appreciate you and you sharing your journey so openly. And it's made a difference in so many people's lives.
I'm glad.
All right, everybody. That's today's episode. Have a great rest of your weekend. I'll see you again Monday through Friday, 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on The Kim Jacobs Show. God bless you and love you all. Have a great one. Thank you for tuning in to today's episode of The Kim Jacobs Show and for being in the virtual studio audience. Your presence truly does make a difference, and I look forward to you bringing your friends and family